when you end a bad habit, what now? Where are you going to go? Where are you going in this journey? Like I said in the last video, the simplicity of stopping the bad habit, the thing that is causing the bad habit, the alcohol, the cigarette, the crappy food, right? That's the simplicity of doing something. You don't put it into your mouth. It's really simple, right? When you focus on the thing, on the alcohol and the cigarette, and you keep focusing on that, and you say to yourself, I'm an ex-drinker, or I'm an alcoholic. You're a lifetime alcoholic. There's a certain mentality that goes with that, and there's a certain lowering of your self-esteem, your self-confidence because of that. How you think about yourself and your abilities to move upwards, your expectations about yourself reduce because you think you're diseased. Now in this video we're going to talk about where are you going and where you're going to be when you get there, right? Does that make sense? You've only got one life, we said that in the last video, and everyone's got a certain amount of time, and the older you get, the less time that you've got. Right? It's just a fact of life. But I think the older you get and the more lessons you can learn about yourself and the more things you understand about yourself, then the better use you can make of your time. It's one of the things that has struck me. I get 3-4 times as much done in every 24 hours than I did when I was not drinking, when I was drinking alcohol. Because every time I tried to take a step forwards, I was taking 2 steps backwards. 1 step forwards, 2 steps back. And that just doesn't work over the long term, Plus you've got all these internal conflicts, you've got, there's a whole load that goes along with abusing yourself like that. Right? And I'm not talking about abusing alcohol, I'm talking about putting alcohol into your mouth. Putting cigarettes into your mouth. When we're talking about alcohol, they always started out with normal versus abnormal. So when they talk about normal drinking, the implication is that if you don't drink normally, that you're abnormal. You're drinking abnormally. When does that come about with cigarettes, let's say? Right? There is no normal cigarette smoking. There is no normal drug taking. So there is no abnormal. It's all shit that you're putting into your body that you shouldn't be putting into your body, right? Now, everyone's got a limited time. I was 46 when I stopped drinking alcohol. Now I'm in my 56th year, 56th. I can't even believe I'm saying that, because I don't know where the time went. But like I said, so many regrets about not stopping before. I should have stopped years ago when my son was born. I wish I'd have done, but I didn't. But I'm super, super happy that I stopped when I did. So the idea is to take the simplicity of removing that one habit from your life, removing the alcohol, the cigarettes, and then figuring out where you go from here. And sometimes in the beginning, that where do you want to go is anywhere else but where you are right at this moment. People, because you're in that frame of mind, you're in the drinker's frame of mind, we call it, or the cigarette frame of mind. This is what you do and you've been doing for so long. So the habit has captured you, and there's a lot of your thinking gets revolved around that habit. So you can't be specific about where you want to be, right? Again, when I stopped, I hadn't got a clue in the beginning where I wanted to go, what I wanted to be. I only knew that I wanted to change. I didn't know what that change was. I knew that I needed to change finally. And I wasted so many years on the bullshit, not just on the alcohol, but on the bullshit that surrounds it, on the bullshit that surrounds smoking, going around thinking that I look like some kind of a tough guy with a cigarette hanging out my mouth. Do you know what I mean? Thinking that tossing a steak, a red steak on a barbecue made me into some kind of a fucking Neanderthal or, like a proper man. No. It's up here. So what does your life look like when you stop? You know, can you see it? You know, if you don't have a target, you're sort of blind, right, going forwards. But we're all blind going forwards. Nobody knows what's around the corner. People that plan, people that have got a blueprint for their lives, they have a better idea because they've been taking the step by steps. And the more you do this moving forward in life, the more ideas you have about where you're going to go. I mean, with drinking alcohol, this is the problem. You know what's going to happen next week. You know you're going to be in the bar, you know you're going to be sat here, you know you're going to be doing this, and you know what the effects are going to be, so it's very predictable, right? As soon as you stop that, your life starts becoming unpredictable again. But predictability, imagine going through your life with the same predictability. It's all, your whole life is lumped into one experience. You know, when you stop drinking or you pull yourself out from those ties, your life expands again, and unpredictability is that. It's the spice of life. It's what gives you the drive in life. Now, moving forwards and going past that, you know, getting rid of the alcohol, it's a hard place to go sometimes. You know, I was drinking for over 30 years, so as I said, drinking was all I knew. Where would I be if I hadn't have stopped drinking? You know, like I ask myself this question every so often, and I just don't like the answer in any way, shape or form, whether I'd be here or whether I wouldn't be here, you know. But it doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't give it a go, right? Of thinking about what is your target for the next 6 months or 5 years, or 10 years, where do you want to be? You know, everyone needs to have a target, something to aim towards. Even thinking about things in this sense of I want to move to something better is better than nothing. It's better than thinking nothing, right? You know, sometimes we move away from pain is enough emotion, is enough of a motivational push from the beginning, but that motivational push doesn't last. So to think around a better place, better people in your life, better things in your life, more to do in your life, more exciting things to do, more happy things to do, more contented things to do, more things that are going to put a big smile on your face, more things that are going to make you stand up straight and be proud of what you're doing. You know, in the long term, you want to get into the state of mind where you're not thinking about, oh, maybe I'm going to do this or maybe I'm going to do that, or so, you know, and generalized ideas. You want to do things that give you a feeling of passion moving forwards, right? What would you really like to be doing if nothing stood in your way? What would you really like to be doing? You know, you've got to have a target, like I said. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? What's the point in life if you've got no targets to hit? If you've got no, I'm not talking about money or any of that shit. I'm talking about, you know, things that you want to do, people you want to meet, you know, things that you want to learn in life. And like I say, any ideas here that are going to give you hope that things are going to be better, that's what you're looking for. That your new life is going to be better, that's what you're looking for. You know, my aim in life is to live a good life that is well lived, and it's not about staying away from the alcohol. It's not about alcohol at all. I couldn't give a shit about alcohol anymore. You know, alcohol should have no more thought in your life as what you flushed down the toilet this morning, right? I'm serious about that. You know, that's where you should be putting the alcohol. In V2, in a program, that's what we talk about. It's a symbolic action that can have a really profound impact on how you view alcohol and what alcohol means to you up here, and that's where it matters. Doesn't matter what, you know, I could have 100 bottles of the whatever in front of me and it doesn't make any difference, because what I think about alcohol up here rules everything else, right? So I'll leave this video with one thought. I've got to get on with stuff. You are what you do. You know, actions speak a lot louder than words. So what actions you're taking, what actions you take yesterday has defined who you are today. What actions you take now define what you are going to be tomorrow. So what are your actions? You know, you have to figure out those things for yourself. Again, you know, we make mistakes in life, and we just have to hope that the lessons that we learn from those mistakes are not too expensive. You know, whenever you can learn something on the cheap, take advantage of it. So onwards and upwards. I got to get moving on with life. I'm glad to see that you've listened to the end again. It shows that you're taking notice, and at least you're trying to change your thinking, which is a great start. If you want to step up your game, we've got habitsv2.com. Just go over there and have a look. What does the V in Habits V2 stand for? Well, today it's victory. Right? Victory. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.